We gotta freaking talk. Welcome back. So, as you know, I went to Costa Rica. The last 10 days, that's where I've been. And I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. What a different world it is, man. Let me tell you. I don't know if you've ever been, but there's something going on in Costa Rica. Perhaps a lot of South America, Central America. The dogs are suicidal. I've come to the conclusion that these dogs are ready to die. I was driving on these hills, these mountainous hills. I don't know if they're hills or mountains, but it's a different world. People are on motorcycles. They don't give a fuck. I swear, people are on like a light dose of Ambien. Their eyelids are like this. They have the saying, pura vida, which means pure life. You be talking to them, blah, blah, blah. I don't even speak Spanish. Buenos, I accidentally said buenos dias, and it was nighttime. She said, buenos noches. Just smack you on the back of the head. Come on, white boy. Little misstep. I'm kind of learning. And I said, can I get some vanilla ice cream? Just plain vanilla. She said, no, you can't get it plain. I'm like, why can't I get it plain? So you got to pick 3 toppings. I don't want the toppings. So to make up for it, she gave me a free churro, which was nice, but I didn't want the churro. She said, you got to get 3 toppings. I guess the ice cream is that shitty. You need 3 different toppings. But they say this pura vida, pure life. And I like that. But almost some of these people they got too much pure life. You need a little bit of chaos. You need a little bit of filth in your life. And you see it real big time on the people that live deep in the mountains, up high in the mountains, where the clouds are there like all day. And there's just this like droopiness to their eyes. There's a slow. These people don't give a fuck, dude. These people don't care. The people in the city care. Like, we flew into San Jose, and these people on their bikes, man, everyone got somewhere to go. Beep, beep. Get out of my way. I was scared as hell the first day driving. I never drove in stuff like this, man. The elevation is just, we're in a Mitsubishi 4-wheel drive, and I'm going up, just hang on, baby. You're going around these curves. Someone's flying around the curves. You come across these bridges where it's just a single skinny lane. And for some reason, in Costa Rica, they don't have good signage. I don't know what it is. They don't have good signage on the highway. They don't have good signage in their damn parks. You enter the park, and the map is just like, you are here. And then there's 0 signs to tell you, man, like, go here, do this. Like, in America, we got good signs. In Costa Rica, bad signs. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, I'm going to start a fundraiser to get Costa Rica some new damn signs. And it's pissing me off. They do have good tap water, though. Real good tap water. You can drink the tap water from the bathroom. That's how good it is. So back to the bridge, because it's so funny to me. Because at first I didn't know how to handle it. Thank God someone was in front of me. And they were driving up to the bridge. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to follow this. I don't know who goes in this situation. In America, we have stop signs. You can see them, big, red. What is a stop sign? Is that a hexagon? Big, red sign that says stop. In Costa Rica, they got like little signs that say alto, which means stop. They didn't have anything here. So these bridges you come across, and you're just playing chicken with the driver that's approaching you, and you're just hoping to God that he's not a maniac. You just, is he going to stop? You just kind of, I guess you get in tune, because on the second day, I felt in control. I felt in command. I was driving. I had my hand on the brake. I was just ready to rip that thing if I needed to. I was flying down these hills. I'm beeping at people. I'm like, by the third day, I was beeping at people. Beep, beep, get out of my way. I felt like a native. I was flying down. I could tell. I was like, look at this stupid American. He must have just got his car. I felt like an absolute professional. You learn quick, man. You learn quick when you retard max and you go to a different country and you're forced to just, boom, now I'm in the hills. Boom, now I'm ordering some food at just this little shop. I had so much pinto gallo pinto, which is rice, beans, eggs, plantains. I had so many plantains. I think my gut microbe is just permanently shifted from all the plantains. I had plantains fried. I had plantains in a soup. I had plantains in a sandwich. I had plantains in a burrito. Holy shit, I had a lot of plantains. But I like them. They're good. But back to these dogs. Buddy! Good to see you again, buddy. Back to these dogs. I don't know what it is, but these dogs are ready to die. You are driving through every town in the hills, and around a corner, a dog is just staring at the car like a deer in the headlights. It's either just staring there, it doesn't give a fuck. And for some reason, the dogs in Costa Rica look dumb. Like their eyes are cross-eyed. They're like this. When they look at you, they're just... Some of them lay down in the road. And they don't even move for the cars. In America, if you have a car and there's a dog in the road, it'll see it and it'll just jump, get out of the way. You don't got to worry about it. For some reason, these dogs are so accustomed to cars, they don't give a damn. And it's pissing me off because I almost hit him. One time I stopped outside, I rolled down the window, I said, come here. And the dog, 3 of them came up, like a little posse just came up, just put their head over. I'm petting them like, all right, now get out of the street, man. Get out of the street. But these dogs are ready to die. It's absolutely insane to me. Different life. Absolutely different life. But I don't know. I'm just trying to tell you guys about this trip. I mean, again, the people, Pura Vida, low stress. Some of them, I'm sure they got their stress. They got to live. But a lot of this living is like, probably, like when you're that high in the mountain, you just don't want a leaky roof. Their roofs are made of tin. It's like these thin sheets of metal. And I'm like, how do these not rust? How do these not, do they change these like every 2 years? Like, I don't know. All in all, it was very enjoyable. I recommend going. The people are nice, laid back, helpful. It's beautiful. Jungle by the sea, ocean views. We were in La Fortuna by a, how do you call this? Volcano. It was amazing, man. And then you get this contrast with America. And I've always had this thing about airports. Just going to airports, you see it all. You see people, you see every emotion. When I worked in valet back at Acura, I would take people to the airports. You just see these people seeing their family for the first time in years, hugging them, crying. You see dropping people off, people filled with excitement, sadness. And then you go in and you see the workers, the TSA worker just sitting there, the guy in customs just sitting there kind of just in a haze, just seeing so much bullshit, seeing probably so many dildos in people's baggage. His brain is mush. He's just seeing too much. And people are strung out. People are, I don't know if you guys feel this, but I feel it. And then people in the city, just people working these menial jobs. Like, we were staying in this Airbnb and it had a gate. And the gate was manual. You had to manually open it. And there's this guard in this little box, like literally just this big, right? Like I could sit in it, stand up in it only. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing all night? I felt so, because I used to do a job like that, late night security. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing all night, man? How is this guy ever going to feel like he's going to make it out in this city? I don't know, man. I don't know. So, I gave him $1. I gave him a couple bucks, but that ain't why. I'm not over here. Yeah, I gave the man. No, I'm just like, here's a buck, man. Buy some cigarettes at least. Have a, like, I don't know what you're going to do to pass the time in this little box. Cigar went out. By the way, I got these from Costa Rica. Stumbled upon this random plantation. Thought I was going to one cigar factory. It led us to this little, like, big green cigar factory. There was like 100 people in there rolling cigars. I'm like, what the hell? I've never seen anything like this, but this is really good. Got a great deal. 5 of these for $15. Tabacos de Costa Rica. De Guzman. Really nice. Back to the airports though, man. It's always just the people. There's just so, it's like a little ecosystem. People working the gates, the guys doing the planes, like, you know, just gassing it up. One guy taking the luggage. One girl just shifting over the thing that connects to the plane where the people can walk out. I was passing this yesterday. I'm like, where is the person? Someone could just get on here and start moving this shit. I'm sure there's a key, but I was like, where is this person? It's just so much going on. The guy making your egg sandwich, the lady selling waters, the people trying to sell you some chocolates and coffee. Just the whole thing. You're like, man, these people. Like, do you guys ever get that feeling? Just that there's other people living out their whole life here. Man, it's that sondering feeling that it's crazy. It actually is crazy. It's almost, some people don't feel it because they're just not even sentient. And then some people feel it so much and then they file it away because it's just, yeah, you can't think about it all the time, obviously. But when you're there and you're feeling it. You're feeling the different levels of consciousness, man. It's a lot. And then you get on the freaking plane. And, you know, I've always had a bad relationship with planes. I think of flying is absolutely amazing. But you got to think, when you're above those clouds, you're seeing something that 100 years ago, I don't know how old planes are, can't be more than 100 years, right? Like, you were not getting this point of view. This shit is still new, man. And some of these planes are like 20, 30 years old. I know it is. And we flew with Southwest, okay, or I think it's Southwest. And it's a good company. They're friendly. They're nice. Something about this company pisses me off. They should know this. Whenever the pilot comes on or the flight attendants, okay, beep, has a little beep, beep, and then the lights turn red. Now, you should know that red is a sign of mayday, mayday. Buckle the fuck up. We're going down. And there's no excuse that you guys should make the lights red. That's a sign of an ambulance, dude. That's a sign of distress. And for the love of God, can we get some better speakers in the plane? We need some Harman Kardon. We need some Bose sound system in the plane. I want to hear the pilot's voice crystal clear. I should not have to strain my ears to hear what the pilot has to say. I don't care if it's, hey, it's looking 80, it's about 80%, it's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit today in Orlando, Florida. I hope you guys are looking good, clear skies, clear blue skies. We're going to be headed there in about 15 minutes, so get ready, tuck your seats, ready, buckle up, here we go. I don't care if it's just, how you doing? Dude, you got every fucking plane has bad speakers. There's no way. Who is making the speakers for these planes? I mean, come on, man. We got to hear that stuff. We got to be in tune. I want to hear. But it takes me about 20 minutes. I get it. I'm okay. If I die, I die. It's part of God's plan. If I die, I die. If I live, I live. And if I die, I've also lived. And death is but a portal. But A plane is a plane is crazy. So I've always had this disliking for Karens, but I swear to God, I want there to be Karens on my plane. I don't care if the whole plane is just filled with Karens and then there's me, because Karens will, you kind of, maybe you ever do this, you look out of the windows and you just kind of inspecting the plane. You kind of seeing if the wings are still attached, if there's any of those screws, there's like 1,000 screws, they're just sticking up. And I think to myself, like, I saw these little scuffs on one of the little things sticking out of the engine. And I was like, why is that scuffed? Interesting. And I was, no big deal. But I want something, like, if something is really standoffish or standing out, very salient, that seems wrong, I want to be able to speak up. And I don't know if I have the ability to speak up if there's just like a little flap hanging off. But the Karen would. She'd be like, someone come over here and look at this. I'm not leaving the ground until this gets checked out. I want there to be that many Karens on the plane, dude. They're just not afraid. You got to give it to them. They're not afraid of being embarrassed. They're not afraid of speaking out, even if they make a fool, even if they call the attention to themselves. They're not worried about that. But we got there. It was beautiful. But I see this coming back, just a strung outness. People are like taut, ready to snap. Do you feel it's like a little something under the surface? Just everyone's a little bit depressed, just a little bit depressed. It was a little bit fed up, ready to fucking snap. And it's almost like everyone is acquiescing, sort of working their jobs, doing what they got to do, just to sort of uphold this sort of Tower of Babel, this metaphorical Tower of Babel of this world that's progressing so rapidly, so fast, in a direction that we don't even know. And we just keep hoisting it up, just keep building these pyramids on our backs. We were born into this world, man. We were born into this world without any say. I'm born into a world that has a ugly Walmart around the corner, a McDonald's on every corner. I'm born into a world with so much nonsense. Dude, the future kids are born into a world where there's their mom, their dad, maybe two dads, maybe two moms. Now there's a damn robot. Imagine being born into a room or a world where there's a robot living with your family. And when your mom leaves work, maybe you walk into the room and you catch your dad fucking the robot. And you're like, Dad, what are you doing? I can't stop fucking the robot. Like that movie with, what's her name? The girl from Jennifer's Body. What's her damn name, man? Whatever. But can you imagine? Like, who asked for all this? Who asked for the way things are set up? And so we're born into this world, and we get into just survival mode. We get horny. We get real horny. And the thing about horniness can really, not chasing women. I think it's good to talk to girls. I think it's good to have some experience. You need some experience with women, or else it just makes you fucking weird, man. Like, these dudes in their 30s, like, counting their no-fap streaks and, like, just now talking. Dude, what were you doing? Weren't you a horny-ass bastard when you were younger that you just wanted to go out there and talk to girls and see a girl smile? A lot of times, all your worries in this life stem because you haven't seen a woman smile at you for 2 weeks. Yes, but okay. The sex, everyone's horny, right? You get in this cycle. It just like that's what it is. It's just acquiescing. It's not even horny. It's just I didn't ask. Who asked for this? Who asked for this? Did you ask for this life? Now, this is not to be depressing. And if you're depressed, thinking about killing yourself, just have another cup of coffee, man. Smoke on it, right? Chew freaking glass, breathe smoke. But my God, is this really the life that that you just gonna okay? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna just go to work, entertain myself. Just bury all the depression. Just, oh, I need to go see a therapist to tell me some bullshit. It's just cope, man. It's like people are just coping because there's a freaking Burger King on the corner of your street and you're sick of seeing that shit, man. I wasn't built for this. We weren't built for these times. Yeah, but dude, you get to use the bathroom and flush your shit down the toilet. Yeah, man, I'm grateful for that. Good. But maybe shitting in the woods ain't such a bad idea. Maybe having to, scrounge a bit and go hunt your food and grow your own food. Maybe that's a little bit more enriching than going to Costco and standing in line. Maybe it's a bit better than having to deal with all of this technology and all of this, like, just bullshit. And so everyone's just going, oh, let's go out. Let's get the pussy. Let's go to work. Let's do this. Let's get some food. It's like when you step back and you feel it, what are we working for? What are we doing this for? Where are we progressing to? I'm not against progression. I'm just thinking maybe we're going a little bit too fast. Maybe we're keep building a little bit too quickly. I don't even know where we're building to, man. Tower of Babel. Going to Costa Rica was a big. It was in a. I don't want to be like, oh my God, I just changed. No, it just like, I live in America. I've been out of the country to Cabo. I go here, I see the pure vida, the pure life. I see the ambient eyes. I see the sleepiness. Pura vida. Pura vida. Buenos noches. Just a low thumos. No need. There's no need for it. Because, when you're just living in your little shack on the mountain and there's just rain every freaking day. Every freaking day. It was raining. Holy smokes. Rain it was like the opposite of doom. That's what Costa Rica is. In the rainy season, it was the opposite of doom. In Dune, barely any water. Costa Rica, nothing but water. There was maybe an hour a day where I was not wet. My hair was wet. My body was wet. My clothes were wet. My boots. I mean, the forest I was in, everything was wet, soaking. Ocean right there. Take a dip in the pool. Take a dip in the ocean. Take a shower. Humidity in your hair, just freaking poof, Crazy. Crazy. I don't know what that rain does to someone. I mean, that much rain, I don't know what that does to a man. But that was a lot of rain. It was a different life. And I think, really, man, I think the few, when you're young, you got a lot of oomph. You don't really get to observe the world because you're so consumed with just fucking eating and getting some pussy. You know what I'm saying? But you start to look at where things are going, where things are. I think you need a bit of that Costa Rican pure vida, but you also need a bit of the chaos. Maybe the ultimate answer to Fight Club wasn't Project Mayhem to just blow shit up. Maybe it was to go, like, start a ranch, or get a little bit more. Maybe it is to go a little bit closer to the country. Maybe, I don't know. We're just talking. You know what I mean? But I think the way things are set up, the straight lines, the rules, the society, the oh man, show me your passport, show me this, ID, computers, this and that. It's just like fucking, like, are we really this docile? Is the lion really this tame? Is the lion really this like willing to abide in the zoo? I don't think so, man. So it's not disheartening, but you got to consider. You got to consider. You got to look. Where are we going? Where are we going? What's important? What's meaningful to me? What I do know is that we're blessed. God has given us a sound mind. And when that mind is clean, when that mind is clear, that's what it is. When the mind is not ruminating, when it's not filled with thought corruption, when you have that clear mind, you have a signal. You know, the signal is there. Just bing, bing, and then you can think without thinking. That's when God just shoots lightning bolts of eureka into your brain. Just bing, the antenna, the signal is clear, and the body is a vehicle. And that's retardmaxxing, baby. That's walking by faith. You got to take the gifts you've been given, the power you've been given, and you don't wanna ever just bury yourself with the angst. What am I saying? Well, you don't want to. How do I make you feel what I'm feeling? See what I'm seeing? Because a lot of people don't understand retardmaxxing, man. A lot of people don't get this. Like, they just meme it. Like, no, dude, no. You don't ever want to bury this feeling, this testiness that you have, this wildness inside of you. You don't want to bury that, because then what happens is it becomes like this oil, you know, like fossils buried under earth become oil. And it gets black, it gets bleak, that's the depression. Too much of that too much coping. Oh, maybe I should buy the nice car, maybe I should get this, maybe I should consume. Just so much consumption. It's still a part of this freaking game. Who's gonna come along? Who one of you with enough sagaciousness, with enough bonhomie, with enough gumption is going to come along and start to be different? You know, not this weak lion. The lion is the retarded lion. Look at all these idiots. Look at all of these idiots. I got to get out of here. Nope. I'm getting out of this zoo. That's really what it is, man. So you gotta stay vigilant, stay righteous, and don't listen. The internet is filled with so many of these guys that are coping. Okay, that's why I say this message is not for everyone. This is for the few. Only a few will understand. It really is filled with people that are coping, finding a way to cope, and they're doing it very poorly. They're doing it very poorly because they're still enslaved by the system, and they're worried about the wrong things. And it's easy when you're in this to you judge everything. You think you have everything figured out, the opinions, instead of just witnessing, observing, seeing reality how it is, man. I'm telling you guys, like, God is outside of the matrix. That's what it is. And he's like Morpheus. And he's the one that downloads that shit to your brain, but you got to get the signal right. So all of this bullshit, all of this thought corruption, all of this, there must be a return to Eden. So anyway, that was really my trip to Costa Rica. And these monkeys there are too bloody smart. These white-faced monkeys. In the morning, they will come, the whole monkey mafia, about 10 of them, will pull up on you in your room, and they'll just stare at you like this. And they're not afraid to start hissing at you and go, ah, ah, ah. And one of them, I had banana bread left over from the morning, and I fed him a piece, and he grabbed it. Like, he almost like looked like he said, "Thank you, my good man." And then he faked me out. He reached like this, like he was gonna let me touch him, and then he did a little undercut, and he got my whole banana bread. He just yanked that thing, and he took my whole banana bread, and he jumped up on the run. He looked back at me, and he said, "See ya, bitch. You thought you could pet me, dumbass." So, retard max. Hope you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you soon. Ride the tiger, baby. Peace.